Hello? Oh my god. When RTX voice crashes, guys, and it doesn't do anything, it just disappears. I have no idea why. Good evening, guys. All my adoring fans. How are you guys doing? Lovely Sunday night and Monday morning. Good evening, Twitch. Good evening, Sup Bro. Aaron and large fries. Very important you cannot get a good personal computer. Luckily, there's a lot of options nowadays. There weren't that many when I was younger because technology is still relatively new. There is a lot of used technology that's available. Like, even, like, fucking Goodwills have, like, stuff that just, like, old computers and shit. Obviously, you aren't going to be able to get anything amazing, but when I was younger, like, it was borderline unfeasible to actually just, like, put together the money to build computers. Nowadays it's, very, very cheap, especially with used part market. Very, very cheap to get something that is usable compared to what it used to be, or even multiple computers that are usable. And if you like want to do multitasking, you have two computers instead of one, because you can have one shit box and one normal PC or whatever and switch between them. Good. But I've been here every night. Where have you been? Is a better question. I've been here every night. I think, except it took off Thanksgiving. Huh? Mm-hmm. But yeah, hope you guys have been having a good night. Good evening, guys. Good. Mm-hmm. Sort of fucking god, guys. My mouse on my laptop is the most random thing in existence. It like just fucking stops working sometimes, but the clicker works, but the pad doesn't work. And then it starts working again. Or sometimes it like fucking flies across the screen. I've tried installing new drivers, it doesn't change shit. No fucking idea. Very annoying. Randomly does it too. It's like, hey, I'm gonna stop working now. And you're like, okay, have a nice day. See you later. Very obnoxious. Oh, but anyways, tonight, guys, we're going to be doing more of the OW2s. Doing some tweaks. Yesterday we did tweaks, and it did nothing. I don't think it did anything. Basically disabling all the extra components of my mouse and keyboard, and as it turns out, I don't think it really did fuck all, so... That'll happen, guys. Anyways, good evening, folks. Yeah. We still have more tweaking to do. Let's take a look at the tubes, guys, see what's going on here. DLSS better than native. What? Jet-powered hovercraft, and it's terrifying. Oh my god. People love the Prince Rupert's drop. Do the CPU reviews, just test more. I see. AV is bitching about something. Ostend's digging a hole. People watch him drain sewer pipes. I see. Telling the lore accurate Cassidy I was meant to be. Yeah? You turned your cheats up for one video? Good. Let's see. I don't know, by the way. I don't know who that is. I assume so, though. Hmm. Mm-hmm. See if they cheat. No. Not to that point yet. You can't really, with like videos on YouTube, you can't really gauge what people are, like whether or not they're having normal matches or not. YouTube videos are almost exclusively compilation videos. They're basically just a bunch of best moments, and you have no idea whether or not it's actually representative of a normal game for them, or a couple normal games as it might be, because you have to establish a baseline or a trend. Montage. That's what I was looking for, a montage video. Ooh. Best car wheel theft deterrent lug. The fuck is that? I mean, why not? We got a bunch of good candidates here. Let's take a look at what AV is bitching about.
Sometimes you just can't be bothered to go to town and buy store-bought.
Uh-huh.
It's easier to make your own. Funner, too. I'm gonna fabricable up a little plow. What for making windrows? What for planting vegetables?
AV used to do tool reviews.
Well, what do you think?
Now he's basically retired. So he's what people become on YouTube once they basically their channel blows up and they don't need to actually do anything anymore.
That's where shitty ideas come from.
From what I take it, he's basically just a hobby farmer.
Eh?
I'm not exactly sure what he does, or if he does anything at all. I think he just buys tools and
That dog will hunt.
that's it.
Behind every
I think he has a project farm, and then I don't know.
Is a pile of worn out grinders. Well, that turned out not too bad. Side job. What I want now, though, is a ripper shank. While we got the program in the machine, I'm gonna hop another piece of steel in there, and we'll make ourselves a ripper shank. Because I mean, Dear John, micro mini tractor for the wife, 2038, or a D11, same, right? He's a might and chewy. she'll make the cut. Pun intended. Yeah. Oh, we'll just dial this back a little bit. You can tell I've been wailing on this like an adolescent chimpanzee at the zoo on account of the shaft bearing being so loose. Might need to. Yeah, we'll do 3.5. Oh no. According to you fellas in the doobly-doo, the brainiacs, fart smellers. Now I can't, what happens is I can only jog away and then nothing on the Z negative works. So, apparently if I reset and then I power up again, it'll do it. Handle jog, sit down. Oh, well, that's just fan-fucking-tastic. Thank you, kind masked man in stained.
By the way, CNC machines like this, insanely expensive. I mention it every time. You don't realize you're looking at like a $400,000 piece of equipment here.
Warning labels for frog snacks.
They aren't cheap.
The X positive works, but not the X negative. Let's go all, zero return, wrong mode, all. Zeroing all the axes, which should be the same as power up. Z goes up, Z goes down, Z goes up. Y also, no verky. X works one direction. Back. What are you doing, Dave? Daisy, your answer to.
That's
Kubota pink, you say?
I don't remember the name of the movie.
It matches
It's an
my
80s
eyes.
movie. Sci-fi.
Hello, tractor. Every time. Most times. Better than digging. Damn sight better than going to town. Just about lost my finger in betwixt Rubenesque little kid and a sample line of Coscus. Jesus. Nothing ruins a good time like people's. Set that up and have a look-see. Might be able to adjust the top link a little as well. Yeah, not to geld the lily or anything, but you want to make a silk purse, you start with silk. Now it works fantastic for pulling up an early crop of nuggets about the size of your head. I was halfway through and then wouldn't plow for a fart in a windstorm. Son of a bleaching thing. Who knew that these tractors won't plow unless they're in four-wheel drive? Just wouldn't do it. But as you can see, the welds look a lot nicer now. Look perfect from my house. And it's unbelievable, but that, just the tip, look at how much it wore off in about a quarter acre. Nothing. Who knew? Dirt was abrasive. Not too bad for the steel and time invested. Far better than driving to town. So he says to my wife, he says, keep your stick on the ice. I says, pardon? Ever since I've been the champ.
Lots of inside jokes. Good. Good. I guess. Can't believe the workshop is on fire right now. Looks like a CNC machine probably needs a new controller board. Either that or a sensor, some kind's failing. Usually there's an answer in here. Skip signal refers to the signal received from either of your Renshaw probes. If you're not using a probe at the time of the alarm, check the skip signal circuit in the cabinet. If you were, the probe may be sticking in the open position. The axis interlock is there to protect the probe, and that's why you can't move some axis to restart the control, and you should be good. Basically, I think this was a video on troubleshooting what was wrong with the CNC machine, where he cleverly got his community to troubleshoot what was wrong with the CNC machine by presenting it as a problem that just happened to happen inside the video itself. People thought it was about making a shit plow for his field, when in fact it was actually about fixing his CNC machine. That was the takeaway I got from that video. Good. Okay. I think we're going to save I Love Smarter Every Day. I think we'll save that down the line. Let's take a look at Project Farm. Nuts, guys. I know you guys love nuts. Yeah, I don't think these are the kind that you put in your mouth, though. I love nuts you put in your mouth, though.
The question is, which wheel locks are the best? Well, let's find out. In the first test, we'll see which wheel locks can be removed with locking pliers. Then we'll see if an undersized socket will work. Then we'll try a couple of locking lug nut removal tools. Finally, we'll try a portable inverter welder. At a price of $15, the least expensive brand we'll be testing is made by White Knight. All the wheel locks we'll be testing are size 12 millimeters by 1.5. The White Knight is made in China. Cousin Eddie is concerned that his Buick wheels are in very high demand. So let's find the best solution to protect his wheels in our first test. I'll first torque the locking lug nuts to 100 foot-pounds. Even though I only have about 200 degrees of access to the wheel lock, let's see if I can remove the wheel lock with a really good pair of locking pliers. And the locking pliers have a harder steel construction than the White Knight wheel locks. And the locking pliers are easily able to bite into and gain a grip on the wheel lock. Working at a very leisurely pace, it took me right at a minute to defeat the White Knight with locking pliers. And the locking pliers left a lot of visible damage to the White Knight wheel locks. At a price of $18,
White Knight indeed.
Brand.
He had a Black
the Dorman
Knight.
has a spinning collar to prevent theft. Includes 4 locks and 1 key. Dorman claims that their wheel locks are corrosion resistant. We're going to test that. The Dorman is made in China. And the sleeve on the Dorman wheel lock did a great job of slowing me down. So I decided to change my strategy after about 20 seconds. Let's use a self-tapping sheet metal screw to take out the sleeve. By the way, I'm confident that people who steal wheels know every strategy that I'm showing and even more. So my goal is to help people find the most effective wheel lock system. And it's right at the...
He's not teaching people how to take off wheel nuts, but rather which wheel nut lug nuts are the best against deterring theft. Yeah. So some people will be like, this. They do this shit to the lockpicking lawyer, mind you. They do the same shit where people are like, oh, you're teaching people how to steal because if they know how to pick locks, then they'll be able to steal your shit, right? But aside, the lockpicking is a very niche talent. Putting that aside, it basically showcases which locks are bad and which are good, right? You need to be able to test it. And this is the same thing with cheating and anti-cheat. Right now, this is the same thing with, do you talk about what causes things to be exploitable, or do you just not address the problem at all? Right now with cheating, you can draw parallels here. Right now with cheating, we are in the phase where we shouldn't talk about things you can do to defeat them, to defeat the system, basically cheats in the first place, because then people will know how to steal them. But the thing is, pretty much everyone that knows how to steal or is looking for cheats knows how to fucking find them because all you have to do is type Overwatch cheats in Google, right? We are well past, hey, let's just pretend it doesn't exist. So while he's kind of showing you a trick here that you could use to potentially steal a car, he wants to test whether or not it actually works, because it defeats the system, right? Whether or not the system works. So you have to be able to test stuff. You can't test it. You can't, figure out ways of working around it if you don't test the things in the first place, right? So yeah, this is actually a really good point. It's just in a completely random video, guys, that some people will bring this up and go, oh, you're teaching people how to steal cars, or steal the wheels off cars. And he's not. He's trying to figure out which products actually do what they're intended to do. And if he can defeat it, chances are anyone that wants to steal your wheels will be able to do it too. So this really isn't teaching anyone anything new, but he still had to say it because there will be people in his comment section that will say, oh, you're teaching people how to steal fucking wheels. And that's not the case at all. That's funny. That's funny, guys.
The 2-minute mark and the sleeve is removed. And it took just over 2.5 minutes to remove the Dorman wheel lock. And the locking pliers left a lot of visible damage to the wheel lock. At a price of $19 is this Magard brand. Narrow pattern groove on the lock resists intrusion of removal tools into the pattern. The plating process includes several layers of nickel and 1 layer of microporous chrome, producing a superior finish while protecting against rust. The Magard wheel locks are made in USA. And the Magard wheel locks have a much tougher plating compared to the White Knight and the Dorman.
Ooh.
And the locking pliers just can't sink their teeth into the Magard wheel lock. And some wheels offer 360 degrees of access to lug nuts or wheel locks. With 360 degrees of access, I'm able to gain additional leverage with the locking pliers. However, the plating on the wheel lock is very good and is preventing the locking pliers from gaining a grip.
So it's like super
and
slippery?
Little damage to the wheel lock. At a price of $21
Nice.
is this Tavosky brand, made of precision machined hardened steel. Includes triple nickel chromium plating. The Tavosky is made in China. Just like the Magard, the Tavasky has a better coating and harder steel compared to the White Knight and the Dorman. And the locking pliers just weren't able to gain
they're actually
grip.
able
I
to
gave
defeat
up after
the
about
pliers
25
just with a
seconds.
really good
And
coating.
with 360
Really hard
degrees of access, the
nut.
locking pliers
It's
were
really
able
good
to gain
coating
a
on
much
it.
better leverage advantage. And it took less than 30 seconds to remove the Tavasky wheel lock. A little more damage than the Magards, but still just minor scratches. We'll be testing 2 different wheel locks made by Gorilla. The first one is the small diameter at a price of $26. The Gorilla wheel locks are made of hardened steel. The triple chrome plating is to prevent corrosion. The Gorilla wheel locks are made in Taiwan. With the small diameter as well as the external pattern on the Gorilla wheel locks, it was very easy to defeat, and the locking pliers did quite a bit of damage to the wheel lock. The second set of wheel locks made by Gorilla cost $36. Upper stage is free spinning. Protects the lower stage from removal tools. Made in Taiwan. And the locking pliers just couldn't gain a grip on the lower portion of the wheel lock on the OEM wheel. I gave up after about a minute and a half. With the open wheel, the locking pliers are able to gain a grip on the lower portion of the wheel lock. And the wheel lock is loose in about a minute. And the locking pliers left teeth marks on the Gorilla, so pretty soft metal. At a price of $90 is this advanced wheel lock brand. Manufactured of heat-treated alloy, making them the strongest wheel locks on the market.
Huh.
Their patented lock system can be configured with infinite key
Interesting.
plates, designed to prevent surface rust. The advanced wheel lock is made in USA. And the locking pliers just aren't able to gain a grip on the advanced wheel lock. The shape of the lock is a problem, and the metal is very hard, preventing the pliers from gaining traction. Even with full access to the wheel lock, the locking pliers just couldn't gain a good grip. And the advanced wheel lock held up very well with very little visible damage. With limited access on the OEM wheel, the locking pliers just weren't able to loosen the Magard, Tavasky, Free Spinning Gorilla, and Advanced Wheel Lock. On the open rim design, the Magard and the Advanced Wheel Locks were the only 2 brands that survived the locking pliers. Let's try to use an undersized socket. And the White Knight has a very large diameter, and there's just not enough clearance for the socket. A 12-point socket is ideal, but the 6-point socket made very easy work of the White Knight. And the wheel lock is loose in about 30 seconds. The White Knight is very soft and the socket carved a path. And the sleeve will prevent the socket from working. So let's assume we just spent 2 minutes removing the sleeve from the Dorman. I couldn't find a socket that was just the right size. So let's try using a couple nails and a socket that's a little oversized. And the nails will be wedged between the socket and the wheel lock. And it took about a total of 5 minutes to remove the Dorman wheel lock. Finding a socket that's perfectly sized takes the most amount of time. After finding the perfect socket for the job, it took less than 20 seconds to remove the Magard lock. And the socket is very poor quality, but it is still pretty impressive that the Magard wheel lock destroyed the points on the socket. And there's very little damage to the wheel lock. Let's try a 12-point socket on the Tavasky. And it took about 20 seconds to break loose the Tavasky wheel lock. And the socket held up just fine, and the socket left tooth marks on the Tavasky wheel lock. I had to make a couple of attempts with the Gorilla small diameter wheel lock. I did a much better job of finding the right socket for the second attempt. And the second attempt took about 20 seconds to break loose the Gorilla wheel lock. It's a pretty soft metal, which allows the socket method to work very well. And the Gorilla lock is pretty soft and experienced quite a bit of damage. And there's no damage to the socket. And the socket of choice for the second Gorilla wheel lock is a 6-point. Trying to drive on the 6-point did take quite a bit more effort. The socket has to be driven deep enough to capture the spinning top portion and the bottom portion of the wheel lock. Instead of taking around 20 seconds, I needed about 35 seconds to remove the Gorilla. And the
Pretty
wheel
impressive.
lock is pretty soft. And no luck with the socket method on the advanced wheel lock. The tapered shape along with the hardness of the metal makes it pretty difficult to defeat. So using a variety of sockets, the White Knight was too large.
Or I could
to
use one of
loosen
those
with the
pin
socket on the
sockets that are
OEM
designed
wheel.
for,
The advanced wheel system also survived the
removing
test.
strip
On the
bolts.
open rim, I was
They have
able to
little
remove
pins
the White
inside of
Knight
it.
wheel lock. If a wheel thief doesn't have a good set of tools, they can always stop by Napa Auto Parts and pick up a wheel lock extractor socket. While the inside of the socket is perfectly round, it tapers from front to back. And the universal removal tool is designed for large diameter wheel locks. It took several attempts, but the Napa wheel lock is finally in position. Once I properly installed the tool, it took about 20 seconds to remove the White Knight. The use of locking pliers for holding a chisel or punch really helps prevent hand injuries. And the universal wheel lock removal tool did leave a small crease in the wheel lock. And the universal tool won't be able to remove the Dorman with the sleeve in place. The socket and the sleeve rotate freely, but the lug nut isn't turning. So the sleeve on the Dorman will need to be removed. Without the sleeve, the universal removal tool is too large. So let's try this universal locking wheel nut removal set. It's sold at Harbor Freight for around $40. Assuming it takes 2 minutes to remove the sleeve, it takes another 20 seconds to remove the Dorman wheel lock with the wheel lock extractor. And the extractor's reverse spiral flues did a really good job of biting into the wheel lock. And the Magard is made of a much harder steel than the White Knight and the Dorman. And the extractor socket made very easy work of the Magard in about 20 seconds. And there's some pretty deep tooth marks in the Magard. Just like the Magard, the wheel
So these
lock
are made
extractor
to
made very
remove
easy work of the
strip bolts.
Tavasky. Just like the
Which,
Magard, it took 20
I mean,
seconds to
technically
remove
it's
the
kinda-
Tavasky. And the extractor left pretty deep tooth marks on
Yeah.
the wheel lock. And the Gorilla's locking
It's meant for
patterns on the
something
outer
else, but it
perimeter
works
of the wheel
perfectly
lock,
for this
which really helps
application.
the wheel lock removal tool gain traction. About 20 seconds to remove the wheel lock. Just like the other brands, there's quite a bit of damage to the wheel lock. And the free spinning design of the Gorilla wheel lock will prevent the extraction tool from working. The shape of the advanced wheel lock makes it very challenging to loosen without the key. and the extraction tool just isn't able to gain a grip on the advanced wheel lock. So the extraction tool specifically designed for wheel lock removal worked well on all the wheel locks except for the free spinning gorilla and the advanced wheel lock. Let's see if the universal socket can remove a wheel lock. The spring loaded pins are designed to adjust to any shape or size, and the universal socket just isn't able to gain a good enough grip on the White Knight. And the universal socket couldn't remove the doorman, but it did remove the metal collar. And that was the most success the universal socket had on all of the brands. Another option is to use a spiral screw extractor. Wheel lock material is pretty hard, but a high-quality drill bit should be able to handle it. And the spiral screw extractor made very easy work of the White Knight, and it should work on most of the other brands. However, it's just not going to work on the free spinning gorilla or the advanced wheel lock. I thought it'd be very interesting to test out this handheld inverter welder, which cost around $140. There's a dial on top of the welder to adjust the amperage. It's powered by 110 volts. I'll use a pretty large nut and
if you get a wireless one
hold the nut in place. I'll just fill in the donut hole
battery operated
using
version
a
of that.
1/8 inch welding rod. I'll set the amperage to 120 amps, which is the maximum setting. With this strategy, there is a pretty high risk of causing damage to a set of wheels. Unfortunately, the weld did not hold up on the first attempt. I'll start off with a new nut, and I'll spend a little more time filling in the donut hole. I'll also add a small bead on top of the nut. And the weld held up just fine, and the wheel lock is off. Until now, I didn't know it was even possible to make such an ugly weld. So the advanced wheel lock is the only lock that hasn't been defeated. I'll hold the nut in place using a board. Once I've tacked the outside, I'll go ahead and weld the middle. While the welder is undersized for the job, it still did a good enough job to finally defeat the advanced wheel lock system. Let's test for corrosion resistance using a hydrogen peroxide, vinegar, and salt mix. In addition to testing the corrosion resistance of the undamaged wheel locks, let's see how well the damaged wheel locks avoid corrosion. And there's quite a bit of corrosion on the White Knight where the plating has been damaged. Just like the White Knight, there's also quite a bit of corrosion on the Doorman. While there is some corrosion on the Magard, there's less corrosion than the White Knight and the Doorman. And the Tavasky seems to have about the same
This matters. This is basically expediting rust, corrosion in general, rust in the winter, which matters if you live in a salty state.
The plating that's used on the advanced wheel lock definitely seems to be of higher quality compared to the
Very
other
interesting.
brands. And there's no visible corrosion on the undamaged wheel locks. However, it has been less than 24 hours. So which wheel lock is the best? And the advanced wheel lock system is by far the best, winning in every category. However, it is very expensive. The free spinning design of the Gorilla also helped it perform very well. If you're looking for a wheel lock that offers decent protection at an affordable price, the Magard wheel locks are of high quality. If you're looking to purchase wheel locks, there's probably at least 4 things you need to consider. The first 2 things to consider include the diameter and the thread pitch. For example, the 12 on the packaging indicates 12 millimeters. The thread pitch is 1.5. They'll need to match the lug nuts that are being replaced. The thread depth of the wheel lock has to be deeper than the thread length of the stud. Finally, the diameter of the wheel lock has to offer a narrow enough profile to work with the wheel. I really enjoy watching the lock picking lawyer at work. He can break into just about any lock.
Yep.
With that being said, that doesn't mean you shouldn't have locks on your doors. After all, locks do an excellent job at preventing most thieves from breaking in. And it's the same way with wheel locks. Wheel locks can definitely serve as a great theft deterrent system. All the videos in this channel, including this one, are viewer
Agree with that, guys.
So if you have a video idea,
So,
I hope you
just because something happens doesn't mean you shouldn't try it all, right?
Please take care, and I look forward to next time.
Stuff. One thing to add, if you're using work locks, I mean, lug nut locks, they generally come in kits of 4 and intended for use for 1 for each wheel. Buy more than 1 kit and use more than 1 on each wheel. If you use only 1 kit, kids will remove all the lugs and use leverage with the bar to break the stud off if the wheel's locked on. Yikes. So, because it's only on 1 lug, they'll actually just snap off the lug. Which generally is a no-no, but they don't give a shit about your car, so... yeah, that's pretty crazy. There's another option. Yeah, and you have to defeat that by basically using more than 1 kit, basically is what it comes down to. That's pretty crazy. And obviously that takes more time. The more kits you use, the more time it's going to take in the first place. Very interesting. It's always interesting when I move my hand basically the same. My mouse cursor does not have the same movement. What the fuck? Do I have a faulty mouse, guys? One of these things where you basically need an aperture to test your mouse for you. Like a mechanical aperture to test your mouse. That's pretty ridiculous. Or maybe my mouse pad's bad. My mouse pad's still real. Mouse pads do go bad. It does happen. They wear down and then they get hard. Chonky or, fabric mouse pads, in my opinion, are much worse than hard pads because they're much more difficult to clean. Or you can't even clean them, in my opinion. You just have to buy new ones and throw them out. Crazy. Damaged rim's worth more than no rim. Never knew such welders existed? Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Stuff. Okay. Let's take a look at Debauer.
Hi and welcome back to
Thank
another
you, Debauer.
video. As you can see, I've been
Welcome back,
shipping
Debauer, to my
CPUs.
channel.
Those are all Ryzen 5 7600.
Got a sponsor.
The reason why I bought so many of these is because we want to compare the individual CPU differences. So all of them have a different internal resistance.
What? Why did random tab start playing? I don't know. Bye random tab.
Different voltage they run on, different power consumption,
Mm.
and the differences might be bigger than you expect. We did
Oh,
this
I
kind
love
of
when it's
video
bigger than I
already
expect.
back then, like several years ago, with a 10900K, which was basically a top-of-the-line CPU. And already there,
Yeah.
we saw differences of about 20% when it just comes to, for example, the power consumption. And typically, because this is a like low-end CPU for this specific socket, the differences might be even bigger because this is basically the garbage CPU for this specific socket. So yeah, that's what we want to do in today's video. In total, I bought 12 CPUs, one I already owned, so we have 13 to compare. That is the test setup which we used. It's a Crosshair X670E Hero by ASUS. We're running an ASUS 280 AIO with fixed pump and also radiator fan speed. We're running export profile on these memory DIMMs 6000 C30. And that's pretty much it. Unlocked power limit, and apart from that, the CPU is just running full out stock and an RTX 4070. We will start now looking at Cinebench R23 results. I performed 3 runs with each CPU and then took the average values. So for example, the core voltage or like power draw and temperatures, everything are the average values across these 3 runs, because you might have some variance between an individual run, and I want to even these out. In the chart on the x-axis, you can see the serial numbers of the CPUs. On the left, in the y-axis, you can see the Cinebench score. I also want to point out that the y-axis, so the Cinebench score, starts at 10,000 points. So this might skew the look a little bit, but I think it makes it easier to digest
5%
and visualize
difference?
the differences. This will be the same in the following
Maybe
charts
7%
as well.
differences.
On average, we can see 14,194 points. And the majority of these CPUs show only a very little tolerance to this value, with about 1 to 2% difference. But we also have a bigger one with about 4% performance difference with 13,611 points. And with all these charts, you always have to keep in mind that we're only looking at 13 CPUs. And that's kind of on the edge to call it somewhat scientific. But I mean, you would have to look at like 100 or maybe even 1,000 CPUs to really get a bigger or better picture of this. Because there are certainly CPUs that are like better or maybe worse. The reason for this big difference in performance is obviously the different core clock that will be achieved with the different CPUs. And now you will see the core clock with blue. On average, we see a multi-core clock of 4,983 MHz through Cinebench R23. 3 of the CPUs can constantly maintain a clock of 5,075 MHz, whereas one of the Ryzen 7600 is only constantly running 4,825 MHz. That is a difference of 250 MHz, and that also explains the performance differences and why one of the CPUs can only achieve 13,700 points. Obviously, one of the main arguments why you would pick a CPU is usually the performance you get for your gaming. So for example, how much megahertz and then FPS you can achieve with this CPU. But also other factors are usually important, such as temperature and of course also power consumption. In this chart, we are now switching to the power consumption during the Cinebench R23 now visualized in
There's a
yellow,
resurgence
while
now,
we still
guys,
see the
of
CPU
people
clock
talking about
blue.
power consumption
Interestingly,
in
CPU
desktop
which
CPUs and
performed the worst
mobile it
also
matters,
shows the
phones it
highest amount of power
matters,
consumption in
data
this
centers
chart
it
with
matters, your desktop PC it does not
126.4
fucking
watts.
matter.
And
This
the
is just
CPU with the lowest power
waste of time in my
consumption will
opinion.
draw 16 watts
I guess it kind of
less.
shows you something like
And
a
especially
number difference,
percentage-wise, that's
like I mentioned
definitely
before,
making a
but
bigger difference than just looking at a Cinebench score, where we saw a difference of only 4%. But now we're talking about a difference in power consumption of 14%, and that's definitely making a difference in a review. The power consumption will be a main factor for your cooler choice. You might go with the boxed cooler or something else, and if I would ask you which CPU might get the hottest, I guess most would call for the 126 watt CPU. Now if we look at our chart, it will look a lot different. The 126.4 watt CPU on average only shows a temperature of 84 degrees Celsius, which is also literally the perfect average among these CPUs. If we look to the right, there is a CPU that pulls 13 watt less, but it will be warmer by 4 degrees Celsius. And if we move to the left, like the 4th CPU from the left, we see an almost identical power consumption, but this CPU is 10 degrees Celsius colder, and it shows only about 78.9 degrees Celsius. The reason for all these different values which we see are in manufacturing tolerance. It's the same if you CNC mill a part, you use 3 times the same part in a CNC mill, they all will have different dimensions. And it's the same with the CPU. So you have your traces inside, you have your transistors inside, and all of them will be affected by some kind of manufacturing tolerance, which then affects like different internal resistance, different power consumption, different voltage required, and so on. And you might also remember the interview which we did with an Intel engineer quite recently, and he also pointed out the factor of the temperature sensor. So on, like, you pick 2 different CPUs, but the temperature values you might read out are on a completely different location. Like Hardware Info will report the highest temperature value seen on the CPU, but this could be on different locations on 2 different CPUs. So if you look at CCD1, and it's like on the bottom left, on this CPU it could be on the bottom right, the temperature sensor. That's
Why is it uploading my video twice and one of them doesn't work?
Like access we have, really compare CPUs like
that.
And talking about voltages, let's take a look at this as well. Again, in Cinebench R23.
Okay, well, I guess we'll use the one that's uploaded properly.
I cannot see any kind of correlation with the core voltage and the other parameters. So for example, the worst CPU will have an average core voltage of 1.269 volt. And now looking at the CPU with the lowest core voltage, this has 1.254 volt. It will only be on average when it comes to the clock. Cinebench R23 is one thing. I mean, I personally often use it for my reviews. I think other reviewers also love to use these kind of tools and benchmarks, but I guess what matters most is gaming performance. That's why I performed a benchmark run in Remnant from the Ashes, 720p resolution with an RTX 4070, simply to put a little bit more load on the CPU. And now on average, we see the power consumption of 15 minutes, and this was on average 69 watt. Now looking to the total right, we can see a CPU with 60.8 watt, so that's a little bit less, but also in the center there is one with 85.7. And within these 2 CPUs, if we compare it, it's 25 watt difference. And the issue is with a CPU like that it's not only bad in power consumption, but at the same time also doesn't achieve a really high clock, which is again now displayed in blue. So the CPU with the highest power consumption at the same time also has a very low clock and performance in game. Which then again means if we compare these CPUs, you have one with a rather low power consumption and rather good performance, and then you have one with very high power consumption and rather bad performance. And to make this even more clear, we're talking about a difference in power consumption of whopping 41%. And this gets kind of entertaining if we now add in the FPS, which is lower on the bad CPU. Because then if we look at the FPS per watt, we see 4.26 on the good one, and we see only 2.89 FPS per watt on the bad one. And again, to put this into perspective, I want to highlight we're only testing 13 CPUs. And within these 13 CPUs, we found 2 that have a difference in FPS per watt of 50%, which is quite insane. And I mean, if you would now get like 100 or 1,000 CPUs, I'm pretty sure you would see even like higher differences, like worse CPUs and also, of course, better CPUs. And now you might say, oh my God, so Roman is trying to cause drama again, but that's exactly not the case. All of these CPUs are well running within spec, and all of what you saw is totally expected. You have to keep in mind that we're looking basically at the garbage of the AM5 CPUs. The Ryzen 5 7600, if it like was maybe a better bin, could have been a 7700X. I also checked all of them are single CCD CPUs. You can like look underneath and check. But also, for example, we had 7700X CPUs that contained 2 CCDs that could have been like a 7900X, but were too bad. And so yeah, we're looking at the bottom of the line CPUs. So I guess the like
2 CCDs, that'd be like a shit.
Like quality is even bigger than
3 CCDs or 2 and 4. Oh my God, getting a I wouldn't want to have a 2 CCD chip if you don't need to have a 2 CCD chip. 2 CCDs are basically 2 chiplets next to each other. My 7950X3D is 2 chiplets, for instance.
Especially for us reviewers, it is very difficult because like at a CPU launch, you will get one CPU. And you might have a different CPU. So let's say we're talking about the Ryzen 7000 launch. And prior to that, I might have received some Intel CPUs for a different Intel launch, and I'm like only getting one CPU each. Then the Ryzen CPU might be like insanely bad, and the Intel sample was maybe insanely good. Then you certainly like suddenly have a big gap.
He's not really talking about performance delta though. He's talking about performance per watt.
And that's
which
why
isn't
you
really
should
something
never
most people
just look at a
calculate,
single CPU,
which
a
is
single
not only the
review,
wattage
never
differences,
trust
but
a
also the
single result,
performance
and
differences
just
too,
look at the bigger
basically
picture. Make
multiplied
sure you
together.
check out multiple reviews, and it also doesn't
Divided.
mean that the review is wrong. It's
Basically,
just a
they're going to
different
make each
result
other
because he had a
worse.
different CPU that he tested. Because I often read comments that, yeah, you're the only reviewer I trust. You should not do that. You should always look at the bigger picture and see.
I mean,
the
DeBauer doesn't
important
really do
thing
a
is,
super
what the
amazing job at
differences
testing.
will
He
be
tests some
between
things,
these
and
CPUs.
I
The same
wouldn't like
goes
say,
for
oh
your
my god, he's a
account.
bad
So you might
tester or
see a
anything,
review,
but
you might see
yeah,
a
he's
video
definitely
like
not.
this
I don't
from
go to
me,
DeBauer's channel
and
looking
you
for
will
harder
buy the same
reviews.
CPU, and then you can claim, but my CPU is running 15 degrees Celsius
He
colder.
does some pretty
with
cool
the
stuff,
exact same
but
setup, same cooling solution, same everything.
mainly you could
And again,
get a
that's to be
7900
expected,
XTX
because
and
that's the
juice it up with
differences you
some
can
extra
see
voltage, and it
within
turns into
the,
basically a
like, the CPUs.
4090.
That's
That's
just
pretty cool.
normal.
He
Because
kind
I
of
often
underplayed
get
that. It
emails
was
like
kind of
that,
weird. I don't know why.
emails, Instagram messages, whatever, saying that I had a Ryzen 3600 and now I switched to a 7600 and it's so much hotter. What am I doing wrong? That's not how it works. You just cannot compare like single CPUs, single chips.
I mean,
it's
you
not
can.
possible because you
It's
have so many
they are
different
now.
variables that you
And
have
there's
no
differences
idea of, and
in the hardware test setup
neither.
too.
Like I cannot look into the CPU, I cannot see what kind of like sensors we're reading out. That's why this entire topic is pretty difficult. And I just want to yeah, make it clear that these differences exist and they will have a significant impact on results that you can see online.
Significant, I don't know
One
about
more
that.
thing, I mean, we have plenty
It's significant
of,
if you're looking at a very
7600
specific
CPUs
variable,
on
let's
here.
say
I
performance
already
per
gave
watt.
5 away on my Discord channel to my Patreon supporters. We have 5 more that I want to give away here on YouTube, so you can find a link to Google Forms where you can just put your name and email address, put your YouTube name in there, and then we will give them out. I will raffle them in 1 week. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time. Bye-bye.
I mean, this has been something people have talked about for years, so it's not really anything else that's ordinary. Differences in the silicone lottery is as it goes. Good. Oh yeah. I did my uploads in the background. Let's move on to the Reddits here, guys, and then we're going to play some Kamazes. Good evening, Slane. I got some lovely, lovely mail. Let's see what's going on here. This guy's basing it off one source, which I believe is the latest benchmarks from Hub, I think it was. Yeah, I actually have C-states off. Interesting. Sigma still doesn't have tank roll passive. This is a bug a couple months ago. Christ. No. This was reported a couple months ago already. That'll happen. This is actually on the Reddits a couple months ago. Someone's angry about server issues. Reddit's. Yeah, on 4200 to 7950X3D, it's good to be back. Okay. I mean, you probably skipped some steps in between there, and you probably would have got a bigger advantage. You know, you just reach a point where your chip's just shit, and it doesn't matter what kind of shit you bought at the time, it's shit. So if you got an X2 or an X6 at the time, it would still be shit nowadays. Because at the time the Athlon 64 X2 came out there, I think the X6 Phenoms were out. I don't know what generation this is from, though. The Phenoms were out, which is X6. So, 10 years ago. So 800 S3 versus 13900K in Modern Warfare. The built-in benchmark matter. Alrighty, guys. Yep, sorry about that. I was talking to my brother. He had a social thing going on this weekend, so that's where he's at. He left his dog over here and such. Anyways, yeah, dropped off some treats, I guess, for my mom or something. So apparently I needed to have a bunch of, I mean, I'm not against chocolate-covered almonds, so. Sandwich cookie with 46% cocoa cream filling. Yeah. Stuff and things, I guess. Anyways, yeah, I was talking to him. Yeah, I would never use the Modern Warfare 2 benchmark and pretend this is remotely related to online gameplay. Almost no one that plays Modern Warfare 2 is playing it for single-player campaign right now. They play the single-player campaign, they're done. Almost everyone that cares about Modern Warfare 2 cares about the online multiplayer. Which is which? $174.67. 5103. You have to manually enable rebar. What? Series. Video profile inspector. Okay. Pretty sure we've already tried this.
What's up, my name is Technova here for Chats only real where previous one by default actually experiment bar as well as a necessary until you see resizable bar or rebar. If it says yes, then congratulations, you have it turned on. Otherwise, if it says no,
This guy uses heavy fucking duty equalizer, guys. Heavy duty. Also, I'm gonna watch my coffee cup and grab a soda. I'll be right back. This looks a little bit in depth. Never-ending tweaks. Jesus Christ, guys. Alrighty, sorry about that. Like I said, my brother's over right now, and got talking to him, and then turned into longer than just talking to him. Anyways, it doesn't always happen, but basically a family over right now because of a social event that's happening, so. Good. Anyways, hope you guys are having a wonderful evening. What we're doing, we're looking at resizable bar tweaking.
You have it available, but you haven't yet enabled it in your motherboard's
This
BIOS.
guy's not smoked
If you
nearly
don't
enough
see it at all,
cigarettes
then unfortunately
to
your
have a voice
graphics
like
card
this.
likely doesn't support resizable bar to begin with, though do make sure your graphics driver is up to date if you expect to see it there. Now that we know we have it enabled on our computer,
This is just with
how exactly
NVIDIA
do we go
Inspector?
ahead and force it on for games that don't necessarily support it? Well, to do this, we'll need to download a tool that tweaks the NVIDIA driver. And do note that this is a really powerful tool, but it does go super in depth in many places. You can end up ruining the performance of your games or making them look really bad if you play around with the wrong settings. That being said, you can
Already in
undo
here.
pretty much everything that comes from using the NVIDIA Profile Inspector. In the description down below, you'll find a download link for the NVIDIA Profile Inspector. Simply expand the latest release at the very top by clicking Assets over here and choose NVIDIA Profile Inspector.zip. When it downloads, open up the zip, and we have two files in here. We'll make a new folder on my desktop, call or whatever, and drag both the exe and the XML file into the folder, and we can close the zip. Then we can open NVIDIA Profile Inspector as administrator. When the NVIDIA Profile Inspector opens up, click the magnifying glass over here to enable the hidden or unknown section at the very bottom. Then from the drop-down, select whatever game you'd like to customize. You'll want to do this on a game-by-game basis, benchmarking before and after to see if you're actually gaining or if you're losing performance with this experimental setting turned on. I'll simply
I don't like doing this because it's very difficult to change stuff when you change it and remember that you changed it. Be off right now. No. Correct. And
choose any game here and scroll down to the unknown section. As you've probably seen, some of these settings have already been changed by the NVIDIA driver to be the best that they expect to be. Of course, some games will already have resizable bar turned on if it's available. The settings we're looking for are 0x000, then F00BA, BB, and FF. You'll usually be able to find these by the fact that they all have 19 profiles here. To enable resizable bar for any for R0x000, then F00BA, BB, and FF. You'll usually be able to find these by the fact
this might have changed. When is this from? A year ago. The ones that are bold are already changed. Zero zero F00BA. Let's see. I don't have BA, I have BE.
That they are is for the NVIDIA driver to be the best that they expect to be. Of course, some games will already have resizable bar turned on if it's available. The settings we're looking for are 0x000, then F00BA, BB, and FF. You'll usually be able to find these by the fact that they all have 19 profiles here. To enable resizable bar for any game, simply select these options. For F00BA, select 1, F00BB, select 1, and for F00FF, select number 4 here, the first option. When you're done, simply click Apply Changes in the top right, and your settings will then save. You'll need to restart whatever game you are playing or you are customizing in order to see changes. Now, if you'd ever like to get back to the defaults, simply select the option, and on the right-hand side, you see
How do you
an
tell if it's
NVIDIA
working in the
icon.
game?
Simply click this, and it'll reset back to the default setting for whatever we had highlighted. If you'd like to reset absolutely everything, at the very top we have an NVIDIA logo that, upon clicked, resets all of the settings for whatever game we have selected. Just make sure to click Apply Changes in the top left.
Rebar is under 5 common.
But anyways, that's really about it for this super quick video. I wish you luck experimenting with this, and of course, if you actually gain anything unexpected, do leave a comment down below so you can help others learn as well. Thank you all for watching. My name's been Techno here for Troubleshoot, and I'll see you all next time. Ciao.
And you can force it to NVIDIA control panel. You can't. In the control panel, you can't. Option the control panel. It might not be on because I have NVIDIA resizable bar disabled right now. Overwatch. Add. Browse. Watch.exe. I wish there was an option here. It's kind of weird. Like when companies gate stuff, guys, and then you can't figure out how to do it yourself, and you have to go through a lot of convoluted tweaks to make it happen. Just make it in advanced mode. And then you make a default setting. If people fuck it up, they click the default button, right? That's it. And that's all you need to gate. And if people click the advanced settings and they fuck up their computer, you know, all you do is when they talk to text for it is click the default button is like the first thing you tell them, right? Yeah. I don't really understand why people like some stuff is so heavily gated. Unable manufacturers enabling in BIOS for older cards. Yeah, my 2008 didn't support rebar either. I actually technically have rebar off despite my 4090 supporting it. And the reason for that is because it causes stuttering or input delay. One of the two. It makes the games worse, so far. And I thought maybe there'd be a tweak that I might be able to do something with it, but okay. Oh, this is something to change later. Right. Modern Warfare 2. Okay. Good. I don't know, like, if you live in another country, guys, if you find a website that just sells to you, you can order and get send it to a reshipper. That kind of fucks you as far as returns go, but if you order from reputable companies, it's probably not going to matter. So you can order, like, for instance, from Newegg in China and just have it sent through a reshipper. Of course, you'll get charged for it for import fees, but you can still get generally better prices than whatever is in your country. A lot of countries are kind of poopy as far as electronics prices go. Depending on where you live, it is very difficult to order stuff, or it's very, very overpriced. All the local shops price it up hardcore. DVD Reddits. What? Nothing. All right. Let's move on. Okay. Take a look at that a bit. We got to play a couple games here first, guys. Get some games under our belt here. Oz is under our belt. Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Why does my mouse feel so fucking wonky all the time? What the fuck is that? Like my mouse is gaslighting me. Maybe it just means I need a new mouse. Maybe I just need a new mouse, guys. Just buy the same fucking mouse. Oh, buddy. Alright. Okay. Uh-huh. Right. Oh, I was playing this morning, guys. as I occasionally do, and did relatively well. Here, what was this morning games? I think it's all 17 hours ago. 25. Yeah. 60-21. Are these stats fucked up? 51-23. 9-30. 43-12. 7-16. 40-19. Like good shit. I don't know what happens, guys, when I'm streaming, but if for some reason it is very difficult to get my performance consistent so I can show you guys stuff that I've been doing off stream. It's like someone sitting here pulling the strings in the background while I'm playing Gamazes. Performance anxiety, I don't know. It's pretty crazy though. 60% games are pretty phenomenal. Here our games go tonight, guys. I have literally done nothing to my computer since this morning. I did an overnight stress test, and that was it. Pariso! It's the stress, guys. Here's the stress. Might be the stress.
Strike from above. Oh, I live for this. Greetings. Hello.
Turned on Ice Scorch mode already, guys. Good.
Yes. Press the attack. Yes. Press the attack. 5. Incoming. 3.
Gotta get people hyped up, you know.
Increasing altitude. Concussive out.
Oh my god.
Enemy here. Blasted.
I thought it was in front of me, guys. I thought Sojourn was in front of me. She was behind me, shooting me in the ass. That's not good.
The skies
Warm up
are
games.
Up and away.
I need that.
I see an enemy.
Nope. That fucked him up. Perfectly timed concussion. Pretty good.
Taking off.
Shot.
I've got you covered.
Shot.
The objective. Bird on me.
Don't want them getting any idea, because potentially there's a lot of teams, guys. There are a lot of teams that give up way too fast on contesting points. Like they just don't even decide, even though they could contest and possibly push people out. They don't. They never used to in Overwatch 1. Back in my day, in Overwatch 1, guys, it was pretty common for people to basically fight to the bitter end. Now everyone's like, oh, I don't want to add a death to my death to my character. Oh, think of extra death when, you know, they potentially could have actually held the game off. But they're like, yeah, nah, I'm not gonna do that. My KD, guys. Usual shit. Oh, I mean, I could have just used heals, so. Hey. Kind of a waste even firing at him, but you know.
Come on, team. Push the payload. Nano booster. Massive out. Enemy here.
Jesus fucking Christ, guys. Let's spice this up a bit.
System repair. Enemy over here.
Doesn't feel like we're 51-18. Like everything's slow right now.
Okay, my head's in the game.
Why is it so slow, guys?
No one can hide from my sight. Help me move the payload. Aerial positioning underway.
You know, timing.
Time to kick some tail.
Feels an awful lot like we were just doing nothing. Nothing was dying there for a good 10 minutes. Archery, right? Yeah. Thought I got all the mines. It didn't. I fucking hate the color scheme in this game, guys. It feels an awful lot like the game developers or the mechanical developers for the game just like had a hands off with Overwatch 2 and they decided to go with kind of like creative influence over, hey, people need to play this game and be able to see in like super fast-paced scenes everything around them that's happening, which is like a thought in Overwatch 1, right? For me?
Justice rains from above. Over there.
Yeah. Debatable on whether or not I should actually,
I see an enemy. Get on over here. Always
Good.
more to learn. On the move.
There's no way. There's no way they should have been able to hold this. God. He needs to die regardless. Actually, I don't know. She went after DPS instead. Went around the back and killed the DPS. Christ. I don't know, guys. Fucking weird game. Felt like we're missing like a couple players or something. I don't know what's going on here. Tank gap? It wasn't just a tank gap. It was a fucking DPS gap. Felt like a healer gap. They're healing something. We were getting heals at one point when I was going in, but maybe missing DPS in the tank. Technically, our tank was doing more damage than them, so. But if they aren't in the right spot, it doesn't matter. Very weird match. Next game. Should have went around the back more often and just kept trying to flank them and disrupt their back line. So they couldn't hold a stalemate for as long as they did. Even when I was like doing that, when I was on the front there killing stuff, the ball, they couldn't deal with the ball on the cart. Oh no. Good.
Arriving at Watchpoint Gibraltar. Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
As she goes. You know, the usual bit. Good evening, Yarn. How am I doing? Pretty good. Lovely. Wiggle cam. You get to see my hand wiggle a little bit. Do stuff on the screen.
From above. Backward plans have backup plans. Think you can keep up?
The mother's work is never
You fence. Oh yeah? Like one of like 2 physics objects actually in the game is the tire. Other ones being the whiteboard,
5,
which they nerfed the shit out of at one point.
2, 1. Attack commence. Increasing access. Enemy here. Enemy over here.
Stop.
Health restored. Passive out. I knew I could count on you.
Wasn't up in time, guys.
Combined strength is time to kick some tail. Taking to the air.
You know what the fucking Genji ones is going on?
Thank you. Aerial positioning underway. Over there.
nano boost administered.
Fucks her. There she is. I can't hit Drex for the fucking life of me right now. Hey, buddy. Off my meds,
head's in the
indeed.
game. Taking off.
Should have ulted the tank earlier.
Rains from above.
Reflecting? Or is it shurikens? Thought I timed it. Shurikens. I did time it.
Coming off the bench.
Sniper, be careful.
Aerial positioning.
Threw around to capitalize on it, though. Blazing delay. Not the poo-poo tree! All Genji's climbing around on my dick. Can't hit directs for the life of me right now, guys. I don't know what's going on.
Shake it off. Taking to the air.
Dude. Yeah.
Got the payload. Move with me.
Uh-huh. Someone toggle? That happened, not this one, mind you. It was earlier in the match when we pushed her and she headshot me. Ran and I pointed her out twice right before we captured the point. Yeah.
Increasing altitude.
Oh. Pretty sure a friend toggled. Uh-huh. Good for him.
Let's show him some air power.
Now he's killing everything. Or earlier he couldn't hit shit. Fun. Yeah.
Would you be my, why is this so hard?
Yeah.
Rains from above. Excellent teamwork. I don't think
Fucking... Everything's on my dick. Good. You got the Mercy? Oh.
enemy here. Always more to learn. I need backup.
Swear, like, it feels like it's harder to, like, look here, not look at shit, but, track shit tonight. What the fuck's going on?
Increasing altitude.
Very hard. That V or beyond, too.
I see an enemy.
Probably should be going after Mercy, maybe. Genji climbing on my dick again. Genji, it was a sniper. Yeah, this guy's 100% cheating. He accidentally just locked with the Genji.
Okay, my head's in the game. En route.
Oh.
Aerial positioning underway.
60 seconds remaining.
And then the Mercy immediately heals whatever I go after. That actually looked like no right. This guy's definitely cheating. Good.
Shake it off. On the move.
Enemy sniper recommend caution.
Regroup.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard. Breaking them. 30 seconds remaining.
Good. Well.
ازيك؟ عامل ايه؟ ازيك؟
I guess we're just waiting to lose? What's going on right now?
We move now or not at all. Attack.
Nano boost administered.
Monster is coming for you.
Cut. We weren't accomplishing that unless the guy toggled off to on top of it. Oh my god! He was a top 500 or something! No, this guy's definitely cheating. There we go.
Now, prepare to attack. Select your hero.
Yeah. Making weird ass fucking L shapes and stupid shit like that where it looks like he's flicking and then it snaps to the side or some stupid shit. Oh, that's a pretty obvious toggle. Good. Good, good, good.
Strike from above. Violet has such potential for medicine and agriculture.
Sadly, Vishkar agrees. They want their hands on it, and they're willing to cut mine off to get it.
Sounds about right. Greetings.
I've never been more ready for adventure.
I swear things look less, like, more hazy than normal. What the fuck's going on here? Like when I'm moving side to side, for instance, and I'm tracking stuff? Fucking monitor? What the fuck's going on here? Let me take a peek after this game. Something's going on.
I will not waste this opportunity.
Jets come back, they're there. Fifth rage before. We get rid of this thing, she's dead. There we go. We don't get charged. Uh-oh. Right when that fucking stutter happened, the fuck is that shit? Dude, it's totally someone fucking remoting into my computer. What the fuck is that? It doesn't change the sound either, it's just my video.
Establishing aerial position.
What the fuck? That like literally cost me.
I knew I could count on you.
Cost me a get out of jail free card there and possibly the point.
I will not waste this opportunity. Taking to the air.
Complete the objective with me. First shot.
I don't know where she went.
Wings from above.
Fucking someone remoting into my computer and fucking up the performance of my computer. The fuck is that? I've never happened. It didn't happen until I went to Windows 11, guys. Never happened to Windows 10. Only happens a couple times per night, too. So. I like life. Yeah, I get it. It's a 4v1. Good for you, Reinhardt. I literally don't have teammates while this is going on. Yeah, good for you. Dumb shit.
The skies await.
Their entire team's trying to kill me. There might have been a healer healing me. That. We lost our heal bot too.
I see an enemy.
Uh-huh.
Join me at the objective.
My head's in the game.
I'm feeling I've got you in my sights.
They have superior numbers.
Got.
Moira by your side.
I'm gonna get hacked here in a second. Just wait for it. Oh? Okay.
60 seconds.
Good. Yeah. Alright, well, let's just go over here then. Eh.
30 seconds.
Bye. Immediately took out the Ana for a sleep dart and then killed the soldier. I swear, guys, it fucking feels like my... Something's going on with my FPS. I mean, my FPS looks fine. Like, the numbers look fine. But it is more difficult than normal to keep track of shit. I don't know why. I don't want your aimbot grenade. Oh.
Negative.
Yeah, it's pre-made. It's called when voice comes.
Let's show
How much of a pre-made? Sombra and the Reinhardt together. Other than that, don't know. Like when I move my mouse side to side, it looks like stuff like vibrates or something. It's my fucking monitor again. Like I mentioned before, I can't wait to gear to my monitor. It's like it feels like it overheats or something. Sometimes like it gets too hot and then it gets hazy or blurry or something. To me. Fuck off, Diva. So their end goal right now is just to dive on the Pharah. You keep up your E for when she dies. No. Okay. We just go back up. Dive on me again? She didn't actually. Wouldn't happen to have been meant for me, would it? No way. Fucking scampering. Good. What the fuck Sombra outfit is that? What is that?
I've got you in my sights.
Better stop getting focused. Their teammates picked it up. We'll do that and stop getting focused. Fucking weird. Oh, I said we're gonna look at my refresh rates real quick here, guys. Obviously, shouldn't change at all. Look normal. What did I change? Could just be me. Could be a fleshy meatbag problem right now, guys. It's an ongoing thing, though. Might just be a fleshy meatbag problem. It's hard to get those fleshy meatbags dialed in, you know. Some days they work one way, and some days they work another way. Widow. Bye. That Doomfist was on my dick, like, immediately. Trying to punch me again. Dodged it. Apparently the Widow does not miss. Yep, he's cheating. Okay. More than likely cheating. I did have some rum balls before I started streaming. Or actually after I started streaming. Really shouldn't be the issue though. Rum balls don't have that much alcohol in them.
Returning to battle.
Good. Good.
Aerial position.
à mon regard.
Not forgetting the payload, are we?
DMing? Didn't get off in time. Now it feels like my weapon accuracy is back in the shitter, guys. Isn't that crazy? I have that stutter, and then my accuracy goes from doing really good whatever the fuck this is. I have no idea what it is. Maybe it's... I actually don't know. Sometimes, like, if you're, not good. Sometimes, like, if you get, like, a driver reset, which that could be, mind you, if a driver resets, it can start fucking with stuff until basically you reboot your computer. So, that might actually be what it is. It's just completely fucking random, though, and it doesn't leave an event log or anything. Just coincide with audits. Got. Really could use a heal right now. Need help. Fucks with this Widow and crouching. Oh, they might not be able to, I can really use heals. Bye. Oh.
Right back at you. Was there any doubt? En route.
The payload has reached the
Up and away.
The payload. I have you. Keep fighting. Stand up straight.
What? What's Winston doing?
Taking off.
I mean, interesting. No, I killed 2 people. And staggered them. There it is again. Fuck is that shit? Looks like it's happening more and more too. Fuck is that?
Let's show him some air power.
Healing fortified.
On the move. Enemy in sight. I see an enemy.
I'll fight them. Well struck.
Enemy here. En route.
That's the edge of the map. For some reason I thought it was a mirror the other side. It wasn't, there's just a box here that's not cut out. It is a mirror the other side.
Returning to battle.
Take this.
Are we moving the payload or what? That's 3 hits. 4 in a row. Swing. I don't think so. The payload has been secured.
Bye. What the fuck is my team doing? Okay. Guess they're killing a ball? Oh, solo soldier ulted, and I guess that was a I gotcha. It was a I gotcha. Oh, I don't know what our healers are doing right now. Tank's in. Okay. Shit tree. Poo tree. you guys. I could have done it sooner, but I would have risked killing myself. But killing myself would have actually been better than just dying without killing anything, because I was going to die anyways, so... Shouldn't even bother trying to save myself to get a little bit further in. Pointless.
I stand with you.
God.
Or they will take it from us.
That's the Widow, mind you. Widow was toggled up until P2 capture, I believe it was. Then they started missing shit. Great when they lost their spawn. I really have no idea what these guys are doing. I think they're chasing the ball around. Instead of actually trying to push, they're just chasing the ball, which is exactly what you don't want. Ah. It literally feels like we're missing our DPS and our healers. I think they're just constantly just fucking with the wrecking ball.
Life protects life.
Oh, I guess they decided they're gonna push now. Good for them. God. I guess he willingly got off the point for us. Good for him. All right.
Play of the game.
This guy. Yep. Okay. Reorganize all my icons. Good. I know where everything is anyways, so it's fine. Of course I know where everything is. Wait, what? Ah.
Strike from above.
Arriving at conceal. Prepare for battle. Select
It's not just in games either, it also happens on my desktop. And I thought originally I might have a bad CPU, because it also happened with my 13900K, but then it also happens with my 7950 X3D. And it's not based on the motherboard, so, yeah. Windows 11 issue with something. It's neither Intel nor AMD.
Strike from above.
And I didn't always have my 4090, so it's not my graphics card. Are we ranked yet? It is Sunday, Craig. I don't live in Europe, man. I am in the past, not the future. Please. Respect the past. In the negative time zones. We do exist, you know. Also, I don't know, maybe we'll do on Tuesday. There's no fucking way that guy can see anything in that blob of red. Absolutely no way. No. You can smell their shit. Okay. Huh? Yeah. That tree really didn't even do anything. I guess it pushed him back. It's not really a area denial sort of ability like Mazel. God. Oh, that has to hurt. There's so many mercies that love bullying you as a Pharah. Yeah. Now, let's get rid of the healer. That's keeping that fucking thing alive. Healer's dead. And the guy died. Ah, yes. The widow. Oh. Not sure why she came down there, but oh, I like that. Down my dick. Oh. Once again, accuracy looks like shit, doesn't it? Set whatever fucking remotes into my computer. Causes me to lose a shitload of accuracy. Or causes input delay or something. It really does feel like someone's remoting my computer or something. Oh, that was a... Yeah. Might have been safe on that too. God. And both healers are dead.
Making another approach.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
On the move. Enemy here.
We can stop them pushing. Join us.
God. Clearly didn't hear him.
Okay, my head's in the game. In
Oh. Why are you still down here? I don't know. That's a poor decision on her part. She had an ult. She had an ult. Dude. Okay. More from Germany. Oh my god. It's so early. It's almost Idowin's time. When Idowin shows up, though, it's the end of the stream. I think he shows up when it's lunchtime for him. Also kind of weird if you notice the textures, the gray textures on the stairs. I don't know what that's about. I've noticed there's some weird issues with my 4090 in the game. Yeah. I don't know how I just went to the side there. No, almost got her. Nearly 10 a.m. So early. Actually, so late. That's almost bedtime.
I don't want to talk.
Guess it's technically a late morning for some people. Dude, fuck that. Bring my rollout.
Life protects life. Into the wasteland.
I guess I can't get through there. Oh, that's beautiful. You should go for the res, Mercy. I don't need the bus gun. I don't need you to shoot buses at me, Mercy. I swear to God, guys, I've mentioned this before, when people are cheating, whenever you hit either I need healing or my ult is ready, it's like they fucking know. It's like when you push those keys, which is why I'll almost never hit like my ult charge, because I swear to God it fucking shows up for the other team. It feels that way. You want our healer.
We're about to lose the lead.
I know you want to aimbot grenade. No, let's get rid of that. That is Mr. Deletus.
Messy, but we got it done.
Thorns in the face are an inconvenience.
Good.
Taking off.
No. Oh ho ho. Oh ho. Oh ho ho. I know he wants to hook me so bad. And aimbot grenade. Yep.
60 seconds.
Let's see that. An instant replay. Oh yeah. Oh, hey look. He wasn't even looking at me. And it still went onto my body as I zipped around behind him. Oh yeah. Aimbot grenade galore, guys. I love it. Best ability in the game. Not really, but
We're
yeah.
outnumbered. Be advised. En route.
Buddy. Bye. I mean, I don't mind going over here. That's not good. Oh, I don't want your hook. There's a tracer behind me.
Enemy over here.
Push them back.
we're gonna get out of this one, guys. Oh! Almost. So close. Wow. Wait, what? Is it an aimbot?
Making another approach.
Well, that's not good.
Up and away.
You have to kill the Mercy. God.
The enemy has pushed past us.
Yep.
Play
Well, that happened. That was fucking weird. 4917. Ah, he shut down my ult, guys. Got me good. Got me good at the third health. He got me. He got me. Alright. Let's try this tweak. I'm curious. I don't have 4G decoding in SAM on right now. Smart access memory. And I want to try this tweak that we saw for force enabling it. We're going to restart. Gotta turn it on. Time to get your coffee if you don't have your coffee. Mm-hmm. Better though. For some reason, what was it 600 series, the new 7000 series chips, they take forever to fucking boot. They still do 6 months after launch, and they still haven't ironed out because the X3D chips, while relatively new, for the 7000 series, the processors themselves have been out since like what, November last year? They've been out for like 6 months, and they still have not fixed A, the timing issues with memory, and then B, the boot times, which are pretty absurd. Not that it really matters, I basically have my computer on all the time, but for some people, you know, it kind of matters, and it's annoying when you're rebooting, so. Alright, let's change this. Take a piss while you guys are watching the boot screen. Second, guys. All right. So the reason I had 4G decoding and smart access memory off was because it seems as though it causes more input delay. But since I can't measure it, still can't measure it, I don't have reflex analyzer. Just go with fleshy meat bag feel. Really sucks. You know, that's the way it goes, so. Reboot again, so. 5 is off. I believe the one with a bunch of things. So obviously you can set up a custom profile, which some of these are. What? If you guys are curious, NVIDIA Profile Inspector is a very advanced utility for setting up custom options. Your video card. This is different than NVIDIA Control Panel. I guess it just sits to enabled. 0, all except 1. Alright, let's see if it completely fucked up my game now. No. Or fix it. Fix or break, guys. Fix or break. Overwatch is a pretty well-known title, so you'd assume that they'd have a reason that they have it off, because basically NVIDIA has to make a whitelist. So, yeah. We'll see. And not really, I don't really need more FPS. That's not really the goal. It's not the exercise. Input, making input more consistent. 140? Oh my god, 180. Yeah, done Europe. Oh, for Europe, just not going there Lancy-wise. Much better.
Now traveling into Paris.
BRB always turns off. Oh no, my endorsement went down. Darn.
preparation. After this mission, I'm throwing a party. Hello.
Self-propagating biomass. A deadly weapon in the wrong hands.
No need to fear. I won't sell my biolite to anyone.
We never planned for our creations to escape our control.
Oh.
The world is a perfect prison.
Unlimited power.
Salient point. Oh. It's true.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's actually pretty amazing. It's taken them forever to put fucking like voice lines into the game.
Squad up. Dispersing.
Huh? Okay.
I require healing.
Huh?
On the move.
The objective must be taken.
No.
Float like a
Buddy.
fish. Sting like a
I wanted to be up there. Bye. Oh, and the headshot from the McCree, or body shot. Okay.
The skies await.
It's not bad. We'll see though.
Establishing area position. Enemy here. Be purified.
Okay.
I don't think so. I see an enemy.
Dude. Like, what's actually really nice is if you get someone really low, but you know you probably aren't going to be able to hit a second missile on them, is literally calling them out so your hit scan notice, and then they'll usually try and give them, so. Okay. Thought they killed the McCree. Oh, he probably got pulled.
Shake it off.
Okay.
Thanks for the assist. Heads up.
Because he has air roll. Probably not. Oh my god, Mercy, what are you doing? You crazy person. Oh my god, I was on the side. No. That was an almost, guys. I've jetted a tiny bit too far back, and it covered half my head, which ate half my missiles and killed me. That's hilarious. If that didn't get fucked up, we possibly could have killed the... That poo-poo tree. Huh. Hey, buddy. Hey, Martian. What? Your ups failed. I mean, it's probably your surge protector failed you. Ups don't always function as a surge protector. You guys didn't know that. Unfortunate. Some do. Not all do, though. And even then, lightning can bridge whatever the fuck it wants if it's close enough. You're still shocked. Oh! Funny. Did you just set up a dad joke for yourself, or did you actually have a lightning strike that fried your computer?
All systems nominal.
You have my sight.
Up and away.
Over there.
Yeah, that's just for me. Oh my god, and save. Because the McCree failed, they literally set it up to kill me. That's hilarious. It's definitely a pre-made. Yeah. Yeah, that's revenge. That's 100% revenge, mind you.
Returning to battle.
They had to show me good, because apparently the McCree is supposed to kill me. Oh my god. Yeah. Just playing around me now. Okay. You might have some sus shit going on here. It's too busy yakking too. That's a lot of fucking misses.
Let's show him some air power.
Actually, let's just... attack? No, it's just a random group. That's interesting. That soldier was definitely on top of the McCree. Unless they're using comms. Oh, they're just chasing me around right now? Bye. You too.
It's high time.
Fuck off, dude. Are you alive? He's actually cheating. Yeah, he toggles on and off. Earlier, I guess he wasn't. This guy's definitely cheating. He was tracking the Mercy behind the wall. Curious what was going on there. That explains one of them. Oh, that's funny. He just tried to aim a grenade. Oh, that's funny. Ah, okay. I mean, he did hear jets, so.
Making another approach.
Mercy, on the other hand, doesn't really make any sound. Good. Yeah, it is. Generally speaking, it usually is. I just wasn't noticing it because I was busy yakking you guys. But when people go from basically extremes of nothing to extremes of accuracy, it's definitely a toggle. This guy's 100% cheating. He did it a couple times throughout the match. You could see it easily there at the end. There's no way that he just walked out and just missed like 9 out of 20, 9 out of 10 shots earlier, and then all of a sudden he just 2 and 3 taps everyone. One thing I've noticed too, guys, is there's a couple different cheats that are coming out. This is one of them, which is people that toggle during a heavy push to push you back, and they'll untoggle when you're further away, or when there's not as much threat of the objective time being taken. Another one, fuck off game. Another one is where they'll toggle based on range. This is another really, really fucking kind of shit way of dealing with. I don't know what better way to word it. It's basically when you get close to them, their accuracy will go up. Obviously, you're like, duh, you get closer, your accuracy increases. But it increases exponentially. They'll go from basically missing everything outside of, like, let's say, 20 yards, 30 yards-ish. They'll go from missing everything to hitting every single shot. And they'll do this throughout the entire match. And basically, it involves basically having a circle around the character. And the closer you get to them, basically, the more volatile. They get more difficult to deal with. So, the closer you get to them, and then it also makes people more avoidant to pushing them in the first place if they think they're going to get 2-tapped if they get close to them. So it creates a buffer zone around them where they'll just basically play normal, and then when you get too close to them, they'll basically start 2-tapping you. Yeah. The range thing is something new. It started happening the last week. Is when I started noticing, because it's fucking weird. You're like, yeah, maybe no, this guy's legit, maybe he's not legit, I can't tell anymore, because people will toggle on and off and shit like that, or they'll have a set miss percent accuracy. The range thing's new. I'd say I haven't seen that before in really any game up until this last week. It's not just one person either. It's a bunch of people do it. Or a couple, not a bunch, a couple different people I've seen have it, so it must be a popular cheat released it. But the closer you get to them, when you reach basically a threshold, you cross the threshold and you just get 2 or 3 tap. You just die instantly. Or obviously you can get away from 3-tap by ducking behind a wall, but the moment you appear again, you'll just get basically 100% accurate. So, kind of shit. That's the way it works. The only thing that can save us, guys, is AI anti-cheat. The way the world works now, so. There's too much shit going on for Blizzard to keep up with it manually, which is what most game companies do. And not manually, but like identifying the actual cheat on your system is next to impossible nowadays. And manual bans can only do so much because they're getting more and more complicated with what they're doing, the behavior they're exhibiting. So, just the way it is. And no, it doesn't. People don't swing wildly just from instantaneous missing every shot at long range to just 2-tapping you out of nowhere, over and over and over again, consistently 2-tapping you over and over again. But that guy, for instance, you could tell he was manually toggling based on the push. It wasn't range-based because he was inside of our spawn, right? When they pushed with the Kiriko ult, and he missed, like, almost all of his shots on me. He missed a shitload of shots, and then when we pushed for the end push there, he was like 2-tapping and 3-tapping everything. So he basically goes from normal accuracy to toggled on, and then back to normal accuracy. I hope so. Well, to a certain extent. I don't think we're going to have Terminator, but Skynet. ChatGPT is actually Skynet, if you guys are curious. That's our timeline we're living in right now. ChatGPT is Skynet. How did Skynet start? ChatGPT. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It's one of the only things that can help with it. And by the way, so even if there is, let's say, like AI anti-cheat, and then there's AI cheating, right? That uses AI to kind of throw off the scent, so to speak. It's going to look really fucking weird, and anyone manually reviewing it as a human is going to immediately tell that that's not right. Like, you know, if you look at a captcha, you're like, yeah, that's not normal writing. Like, you know it's a captcha, right? It's symmetry, don't they? Junkrat. No, I wasn't aiming at you, Doomfist. Oh! Okay. But yeah, I mean, so it will fool. It'll probably AI cheating will figure out a way to fool the AI anti-cheat, but to any human, legitimate human that's looking at it, you're like, yeah, no, that's not what normal gameplay looks like, you know, because it's probably going to be like fucking one of these things and staring at the ground, like, you know, like it'll be like, hee, I know the algorithm, I know how to get around it, and you're like, yeah, no, that's not the way people aim, you know. So, I don't suspect the AI anti-cheat's going to solve all the problems, but it'll definitely fucking help. God forbid. Even if you have like me, for instance, I'm gonna have false positives. You have 1,000 or million me's at the same time reviewing all footage everywhere. This could be a huge deal.
Excellent teamwork.
You tap.
Thank you.
It's actually a 3 tap, but I was behind the cart.
Increasing altitude.
Me.
They outnumber us.
No. McCree is very accurate now, guys. Huh. Huh. Okay. Well.
Up and away.
Soldier 76 reporting to duty.
I will not. Thank you.
Got me good, Doomfist. Oh my god. Oh, he's still dead. Why would he have chosen just to go outside the door at exactly that same moment? Oh, he almost survived too. This Anna's very accurate. Huh. Bye.
Health restored.
My order almost ready.
Yeah. Never die. Position.
Anna's more of a threat than McCree is.
Hey, it's Eagle.
Enemy here.
Hey, buddy. No, there's a guy upstairs.
60
No.
seconds remaining.
Pretty sure our friend the Chunky Monkey has had a little bit of the go-go juice, guys.
Taking off.
We saw his actual accuracy at the beginning of the match, and then later on we're seeing him 2 and 3 tap again. Obviously, people are going to get 2 and 3 taps in, especially decent McCrees, but yeah, Doomfist is just trying to BM right now for him. Okay. No. Doomfist is chasing me right now.
Come here. I can heal you.
Yeah. Notice how fucking accurate it is? Like, whenever I'm exposed, he's like 2-tapping me. I'm ducking behind cover and getting healed up, but whenever I'm exposed, he's 100% accurate. You guys are noticing that. Yeah, no, it's, I mean, so electrical discharge gives no shits about resistors and shit. So while it's buffering against, like, you know, like, brownouts and stuff like that, it doesn't necessarily short circuit to a ground appropriately for, like, lightning strikes. You might be able to see if your ups has some sort of a lightning warranty on it, take advantage of that, which good ups do. This guy's 100% cheating. Yeah. Oh, you want to aimbot grenade me? Ooh. Yeah, I will towards small things, but not towards big things. I got the para. Sleep dart. Sleep dart? There it is. Okay, enough of this. Get the fuck out of here. Bye, Anna. You can laugh about that one. There we go. Not gonna ruin a push just because we're having an ego contest. Oh. He was up too. But anyways, good ups, good surge protectors will have a warranty on them. But you have to consider when lightning strikes happen, it'll cross like all different sorts of fucking boundaries. Including like your Ethernet through your Ethernet ports. It really depends.
30 seconds remaining.
Payload stone.
Yeah. Okay. No, we can't touch in time. Oh, we did touch. Yeah.
Defeat.
Feel so naive? I mean, you don't want free money? I mean, it's not free money. You have to work a little bit. Depends on how much you spend, though. Good. No. I don't know if they saw it. They're probably like, lol, he missed the Doomfist. I wasn't shooting at the Doomfist. Doomfist was jumping all around in my face and huffing at me, but that wasn't what I was aiming for. Guy. Yeah, it's definitely cheating. Tried to hide it. Anna's very accurate too, but oh, don't forget to thank your healers. We had a heal bot. Even have a good tank? I don't even know. Now the healer didn't really do super amazing. Actually, it looks like our tank also didn't do very good. Should have. I generally do not thank the DPS because obviously there's only one DPS in a match and it's me. But you know, sometimes you probably should thank the DPS. Looks like he was doing pretty good, so. Yeah. Good evening, Stellar. If you're gonna build a new system, I guess. I don't know. Depends on how much money you want to spend. If you have a warranty, I wouldn't, you know, maybe we might get some money. They're probably gonna ask for you for receipts and shit. I don't know exactly how the warranty process works. I've never actually warrantied through Surge Protector, but that's how they sell them, so.
No one's a natural. We all have to put in the work. Hello.
This should be fun.
Apparently it's supposed to look dark inside the ship with the really, what is it, low contrast, high contrast, whichever way it goes.
Thanks for the assist.
Hacker Anna. Is both, oh my god, dude. Technically saved me.
I will not waste this opportunity.
Yep.
All systems nominal. Aerial positioning underway. I see an enemy. Thanks for the assist. I don't think so.
Oh, it's a Baptiste, it's not the Zen. He came back as a Bap, guys, and I didn't notice right away. I hate the Arcel and Overwatch too. Oh, you have a blade. Huh?
I will not waste this opportunity. Increasing altitude.
They fucking noticed? Like right when I left? What the fuck is that? That's really weird.
Okay, my head's in the game. Repositioning.
Like I flew up into the air and I didn't make sound on the way out. Oh, okay. I guess we're leaving. Well, I'm trying to mid-air the Baptiste. Ah, that actually saved me. Ah. Huh. Oh, you bitch! You didn't! There it is. We're gonna go over here. Well, he's paying attention to me. Our tracer killed him. Funny. I would say it's a good time to build a new system, but I don't know anymore. Because I basically waited 6 months for an X3D and basically bought the same video card. And probably the same chip. I would have got a 1300K 6 months ago. Which I did get. And then I got the 7950 X3D because it's bugging me. I'm going to keep it and sell the 1300K. But, like, I would have been fine. The hell? Is that the... You know... Oh my god, they got 1 death and 2 deaths, guys. And they're going through hell right now.
3, 2, 1. Round
Good.
capture the objective.
Mercy on I have power.
I don't want your aimbot grenade.
Enemy over here.
Oh my god! Dude, hamster ball just fucking killed me. What the fuck are you doing? Oh my god.
Let's show him some air.
Like, I was fine until he was like, hey, what happens if we just go in here with the Pharah? And then kited the entire enemy team just got kited through the middle of my character.
I see an enemy.
He just 2-tapped everything. Or 1-tapped it. Oh, that was a while ago.
Always more to learn. Establishing aerial position. Thanks for the assist. Enemy here.
Hey guys.
Justice rains from above.
Oh my god, the fucking lingering effect, guys. We were actually out of there. I was outside of range. There is some weird fucking desync. Look at that shit. They need to fix Moira. That is apparent when you play Pharah. It's even worse when they have a lot of latency. Like, it like sticks to you. And I've seen people manipulate it where they play it like long range, and like it still gets stuck to you even when you're outside of her range. And it keeps doing it. It'll keep turning off and keep turning on. Yeah. I know you could. Look, there's an ant just creeping around over here.
No, no, no.
You can suck my dick, Mora.
Let's show him some air power. Repositioning. We're outnumbered. Be advised.
Yeah, well,
Round 2.
that was.
Score 1-1.
I've never been more ready for adventure.
And by the way, when you're laying on the ground, I always ask for help when I'm laying on the ground, because sometimes there's a teammate or a tank that's around and they can come sit on your face and you won't die. Not all the time, but sometimes. Is very helpful.
5, 4, 3.
Or sometimes it creates an opportunity for your teammates and you don't know.
Round 3. Capture the objective.
Moira by your side.
System repair. Massive out.
The objective is now
Heads up.
Dana is very accurate. Got stuck in the wall.
Health restored.
Completely blind. Good. Very accurate soldier too.
Making another approach. Up and away.
Draw.
All getting focused, guys. Beautiful.
Play of the game.
Oh, love it. Man, we did get healed for part of that by the mercy, but we're gonna thank the life Luger. Good. Good. We're buying an Acer modder again, guys. Ever again. Maybe. Maybe someday something will make me change my mind. Until that point, not buying an Acer modder again.
Traveling, repair your defenses. Select your hero.
Strike from above. Thanks for the assist. On the move. Here to support. I've learned a lot from my experiences.
You're so old-fashioned, Reinhardt. A hammer. How marvelous. I suppose you think I should have a giant laser gun.
No! Need Lincoln. Get Lincoln to build you one of his big robotic horses.
Greetings.
Is that like his version of Baka?
Attackers incoming. Defend objective power.
Enemy here.
Very accurate, McCree.
I see an enemy. Dispersing.
She can't fucking shoot me because of the lamppost. We have a cheater. The fuck is that? All they have to do is aim left or right of the post and fire, and it hits you. Lamppost tech, by the way, is a way of figuring out if people are cheating or manipulating aimbots that have like a couple points in there. Not the more advanced ones. Just like the banister tech is, which is what you're seeing right now. There's the Me Too Pharaoh. Still have to deal with the highly accurate McCree. Stop McCree. Yep. And now the Baptiste apparently is also accurate. Uh oh. Huh. That's interesting.
All systems
Meteor strike.
on the move.
It's high noon.
Oh. Oh. Not actually do anything when you're behind a wall. There you go. It's death, guys, but we took care of the tank. Once he gets res.
Soldier 76 reporting for duty.
The skies await. Taking off.
He got res. Good.
Objective lost. The pain.
Our Baptiste is very accurate. Like when Anna's accurate, at least you can kind of offset that by going, hey, the Anna has a scope, right? Baptiste doesn't have a scope.
Increasing altitude. Enemy over here. I will not waste this. I see an enemy. Only room for one round.
All right.
These skies.
Now you kill the bitch. If you don't, she reses. Buddy.
Dispersing.
Try to get in front of him to push him back.
Aerial position.
Ah, and the Echo too. That's not I pointed out.
Enemy here.
Another one. By the way, if you can't shoot air things, guys, it's kind of amazing how few people just like don't take Bastion. So the Echo's being powered by that really accurate McCree. We'll see whether or not he just insta-killed shit. Oh, well, someone insta-killed him. Bye.
Enemy here en route.
Much more accurate on McCree. I don't know if he's
Positioning. Appreciate it. I am powered.
And there's the Widow. Is that the accurate McCree? No, it's a different guy. Got
Adaptive circuits engaged.
most thankless match in the world, guys, right there. Because even if you kill her, she just turns back into her old form. And then you have to kill her all over again. And Echo's just better at anti-air than Farah is, so... Yeah. Usually they just run away whenever anyone does that. They're just sitting back, like they haven't trying to kill my teammates. They're just trying to wait for me to come over the edge to shoot me. Oh, that sucks. I mean, she tried.
Stay down.
Their entire team was literally waiting for me to die, so.
Up and away.
Light them up.
Enemy here.
Meteor strike.
Okay, he died somewhere.
Increasing altitude. I'd excellent team affirmative. Thanks for the assist.
I don't know if that's a pre-built-in voice line or that's the actual player doing that, but the Peanut Gallery Mercies are the best, mind you.
Messy, but we got it. 10 seconds.
Oh, jeez.
We strike again and again.
I think we can do an emote. Or you get fireworks? GG, guys. That was pretty impressive, not gonna lie, and we had good healers. Thank you, healers. What? Oh my god. Out of everything that happened that match, it's because he killed me when I was ulting after I killed the Doomfist. Oh my god. Holy shit, guys. That was a pretty good match. We actually did phenomenal in that match. It's pretty good. Good. And we had pretty good mid-airs too on flying guys. That's also good. Actually doesn't look good. Lots of spam shots. Felt pretty good though, as far as where my missiles were going compared to where I was aiming them. I don't know, maybe you have to do the smart access memory tweak to make things work. It's kind of weird. That means NVIDIA, because NVIDIA is the one that controls the profiles. That means NVIDIA didn't fix it. And it's because I haven't done a fresh install in a while.
Now arriving at Lijiang Tower.
Make sure... My old title. Anti-aircraft, huh?
Strike from above.
Let us proceed with haste.
Liu Cheng understands an important fact. As long as we are shackled to a single planet, we are vulnerable.
Girl.
4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture. Objective.
Reporting for duty.
Kakugo.
Hey, it's Keiko.
Enemy here. Aerial positioning underway.
was a Hanzo. I thought it was the soldier that killed me. The fuck is that? I was aiming for the. I think it was aiming for the. Doomfist. He has like 10 HP. That's not who I want to point out, game. Don't make me point out whoever kills me, game. I should be able to easily point out what I'm looking at, and it shouldn't stick my camera to whoever's killed me. That's dumb. I can look around myself. Oh, I really needed that. Hanzo. Stop. Hey, buddy. Good? Lovely. Good, good. They're counting?
Hello.
They didn't have a heal bot. So actually, I like, obviously Pharah with the heal bot is much better than Pharah without a heal bot, right? But there are definitely some cases where having a heal bot actually hurts your team and hurts Pharah too. Like, if it hurts you as a player, because other players can't be as aggressive as they normally can, or the tank can't be as aggressive as they normally can, and then it puts more pressure on you to be basically a tank. It's kind of weird how it works. It's not always beneficial to have a pharmacy. Rocking hard spot.
All systems nominal.
Doing the objective. Anyone want to join?
Switch. Enemy here. Taking to the air. Taking the point. Moving.
That was our Anna. Thought it was enemy Anna. We haven't reported someone in a couple of games here, guys. This is crazy. It's fucking crazy. It doesn't feel like there's a bunch of people with aimbots. What's going on? Oh, this Ash is very accurate now. Obviously not the best choice, but it felt like a good choice.
I'm gonna shove them in a locker.
Felt like a good choice. Buddy. Oh, the Ash is trying to mid-air me. That's usually a sign someone's cheating. So when they start trying to, when they try styling on you. Is the Hanzo.
Shake it off. Up and away. Do something.
Hello there.
Over here.
He's a knower. Got. Yeah.
Cry and securing the point.
Oh, we booped one, killed the other while his back was turned, and then killed another. That's great. Ah, I had the right angle too. That's beautiful. Oh, I'm pretty sure the Ash is cheating. Soldier is also very accurate.
Let the Kitsune guide you. Over here. Over there. Be resplendent.
Probably gonna come in with the aimbot.
Passive out. Enemy here.
Oh. Didn't do anything. Soldier's the only one that did stuff at the end of the game when he needed to. Notice once again how that coincides with his deaths. And people are going to go, oh, the soldier's terrible. He's the only one that actually pushed on the objective, and he basically got penalized for it. As far as people are concerned. Oh, this is good.
Mind the gap.
Uh-huh. We already endorsed them. I mean, that's pretty good. Come on. That's pretty good, guys. Actually, also looks like shit. Is that good or bad? Does that mean maybe we're just playing against harder players, or what? I don't know. This one in the last game, also my accuracy is pretty terrible. But it didn't seem to correlate with my in-game performance. As far as our healers go, they're a little bit worse than the enemy's healers. Our tank also, I guess, outperformed theirs. That's tough to tell without putting everything into perspective, what you were doing. You can't just go, oh, this tank's so much better than this tank. All right, guys. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna keep this on. We'll see. We'll wait and see here. We had some pretty. I mean, we had. When did I turn it on? That's the question. Probably about an hour ago. What game did we play immediately after I turned it on? Like Coliseo? A pre-sale. I remember this when we got back into the game. Very good. 13, that's alright. 4715, alright. And then these both were relatively mediocre. But we performed really well. 3410, 4013. I don't know, guys. We'll have to wait and see. More data points are required here. But I'm out here for this evening, guys. If you are new to the stream, you enjoy the bullshit, enjoy the fun, you enjoy the environmental kills, make sure you hit the follow button in the top right-hand corner. I usually stream every day from evening to late, GMT-6, so 8 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time to 1 to 2 a.m. Give or take, it depends on my life, what's happening, etc., guys. The usual shenanigans, but I am out of here for this evening, guys. Tomorrow will be more of the OW2s, so yeah. Alrighty, guys. We're going to continue our tweaking journey tomorrow as well. But I am out of here for this evening. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching my stream as always, and I hope you guys have a wonderfully fantastic Sunday night and Monday morning. Have a good day, guys.